Hello, friends. Welcome to Fireside. Oh, I thought I was doing my podcast for a second there. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fireside Chat with Kimberly. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Rebel Cheese, the sponsor for this week's talks. Prize packs for this month's contest have been graciously donated by Hodo Foods, Crofters Organics, Follow Your Heart, Cinnaholic, Orgain, Revolution Gelato, and Terraseed. I invite my viewers to enter the monthly contest at virtualvegfest.com and click on the contest tab for details. Entering is super easy just by liking and or subscribing to our social media and Virtual Veg Fest YouTube channel. You're entered to win one of these prize packs. So hi, happy Hanukkah. It is the second night of Hanukkah. Hey Diane, thanks for being here. Um, you are enjoying it. Interesting tidbit. I did, or maybe it's not, but we're talking about it, so let me share. Um, I did the 23 and Me a couple of years ago, and it was interesting because I'd always kind of felt like, I don't know, like a connection to Jewish people. And then I found out I did the 23 and Me, and it turns out I'm like 26% Ashkenazi Jewish. So that was really interesting to find out. But anyway, enough about me. Um, hey, Patricia, thanks for being here. And we've got Richard. Hi, Richard. Thank you for being here. And Anne. Hi, Anne. Thanks for being here as well. All right, cool. So, we are in the full swing of the gift giving season, right? And for no matter what reason we're buying gifts this month, or it's not even December yet, right? No matter what reason we're buying gifts, um, it's everywhere. And it can be a little tricky as vegans, or if we are buying for vegans and we're not vegan ourselves, it can be tricky to figure out exactly what to give someone. So I thought that we'd talk about that tonight. So feel free to put in the comments if you have any questions about gift giving or receiving gifts, and we'll talk through it. So first, I guess we'll touch on, as a vegan, what happens. And if you listened to, or if you watched the vegan stew from last week, I did touch on this a little bit at the end, and we had a quick discussion amongst the group. But I thought it was important to maybe give a little bit more time and have more time for people to ask questions. But so if you're a vegan, what happens if someone gives you a non-vegan gift? Well, you have options, right? And it depends on who's giving you the gift. And one of the examples I gave last week was that, I used to receive from a vendor a holiday gift every year, and it was always from Coach. And it wasn't anything where I could actually connect with the person who was sending the gifts and be like, hey, I know you get everyone gifts from Coach, but don't send me a gift from Coach. Like, I just didn't have the ability to have that conversation. And so what would happen is that each year I would get a gift from this vendor, and it would be from Coach. And it was always, my husband was receiving gifts from the same vendor, and so he would get like a leather money clip, or like a little leather like wallet type thing, and I would get like earrings or a bracelet. So even though there were no animal products, there was no leather in the gift that I was receiving, it was still from Coach. So one year we gave them to other people in our lives who were willing to take something from Coach. And we told them, we didn't like give them this gift, like, hey, happy holidays. Here's this gift from us. No, we were very transparent about it. Like, hey, we got this thing from work. We're not going to use it. We don't want it in the house. Can you use it? Do you want it? And they said yes. And so we gave it to them. Another time, we actually sold them and then took that money and donated it to a sanctuary. So that was another option. So these are gifts that you're getting from someone where there's no emotional attachment, right? You don't have to have that conversation. You don't have to worry about seeing a person and they're like, hey, I've never seen you wear that wool sweater I gave you. Or, I didn't see you wearing those Coach earrings that you got. So it's easy when you don't actually have to have that conversation. There's no opportunity to be like, hey, yeah, I gave away the gift that you gave me. So those are some options for that. But what if it's someone that you really care about? What if it's someone who gives you gifts all the time? Maybe you're a new vegan, so they're still learning too. They don't know what they can or cannot give. So you have to have a conversation, because if they buy you something every year, and maybe it's not just for the holidays, maybe they also buy you a birthday gift or something like that, if you know there are more gifts coming, you want to have a conversation as soon as possible, maybe even before you start the gift exchange. If you've watched any of these, or if you listen to my podcast, you know that I'm huge on communication. We have to be clear with each other. We have to be open, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And we have to be clear about what we need. And if it's an imposition in some way, then how can we also help the person understand, or help them be able to help you, kind of thing. So that's my suggestion. Have a conversation. If you don't get a chance to have a conversation before you get the gift, and you get a gift that is not a vegan gift, you still have options. Again, like I said, if it's a person who's gifting you stuff regularly, then let them know, like, hey, thank you, I appreciate the thought that you put into this gift, but I can't accept it because, and then let them know why it's not vegan. And when I told my husband what I was talking about tonight, we had a good chuckle, kind of, being the mean vegan, or it was like, why would you give me this gift? Do you not know this is vegan? And he used the example of like a piece of jewelry or something that has the abalone shell in it. And those gifts are pretty popular. Watches have them. Some guitars have inlays that have abalone in them. And so you get this gift, and the person's giving you something thinking that maybe they saw it and they felt like it was naturey, or something, and they thought, oh my gosh, that would be so perfect for this person, not thinking, oh, it's not vegan. And so they give it to you thinking that they've kind of captured your essence in this gift, and now you have to say, like, I can't accept this, and you need to tell them why. And you have to, you can be nice about it, and they might get upset, and you can acknowledge that, and you can acknowledge why it would upset you to keep that gift. And if they don't want to take it back, if they have a receipt and they're like, what, you can exchange it so you can get yourself something that is vegan, then work that out. But definitely have the conversation so that they understand. But most people aren't giving gifts maliciously. so so try to remember that too. When you open a gift, if it isn't vegan, it's not an attack on you. It's very unlikely that it's an attack on you. It simply was that someone saw something, they thought of you, and it just turned out that it doesn't fit within being vegan. uh, if someone gifts you food, what do you do about that? So that was also a quick, fun conversation on the stew last week. Definitely check out that episode, as well as all about holidays and events and weddings and just being vegan at all of these things. Um, but if they gift you food, are you willing to give it to someone who still eats animals? Let's say they bake you cookies, and like that's what they're known for. They're known for like baking these great cookies. They bake you cookies, but you know that they aren't vegan. So do you say like, no, thank you. Um, I'm vegan. These aren't vegan, and have a conversation about vegan food, or do you say thank you, and then you find someone who will eat non-vegan cookies, let's say. And then, Dawn last week brought up a good point, about, while we were on the stew, and she said, but, I'm not going to gift someone, because she's an ethical vegan, right? But she's also talking from a health standpoint. And she's like, I'm not going to give someone, disease inducing food just so I don't hurt someone's feelings. So you want to consider that too, you know? Is it less harmful for you to say to the person who made the cookies, I really appreciate the effort that you put into making these cookies for me, but I'm vegan, so I won't eat them. And that's something else that's important when we're having these conversations is to watch our language, because if we say I'm vegan and I can't eat them, then that the word can't has a different feeling about it, right? I can't eat that. Then the person you're talking to says, "Oh my gosh, being vegan is so restrictive. Oh, what a pain in the ass." But let me say, "I'm vegan, I don't eat that. I'm vegan, I won't eat that." That has a different feel about it, and it puts us in the driver's seat, and it makes a person think like, "Oh, like there's a reason why. It's not just this like law upon them that they can't eat it. It's more that they're not willing to." All right. So that's food. So all of it though, and like everything I talk about here, right? We always go back to communication, which brings me to a question that I received today. So the question I received is, I'm not vegan, but I have a few in my family. So what's a good answer when a non-vegan asks if I want real food, especially around the holidays? Now, if you are vegan, I'm sure that you've heard that at some point, like, oh, when are you going to eat real food? When you go back to eating normal food? Don't you want some real food? Don't you know what you're missing? Blah, blah, blah. In that case, it's about, communication and what's your level of intimacy with this person? Like, what's your relationship like? Are you friendly? Are you family? Do you see them all the time? Are they a neighbor where you see them pretty regularly? And so do you say something like, "No, I have real food. Vegan food is real food." Um, or, can you just say, "No, no, thank you." And you know what? If you aren't vegan yourself and you have family members who are, and this person is either assuming you never get to eat what you want because you're living with a vegan, um, or that you're somehow being deprived, like, first of all, if you're watching this, you're very likely a grown up who should have authority over their own lives. So at any point, you can just say to a person, like, I'm fine with this. So, I appreciate that you think I'm missing out, but I'm okay. And should I choose to eat something other than what my family typically is eating, then I'll do that. Um, if you are not vegan and your neighbor isn't vegan or your friend isn't vegan and they want to give you food and you want to accept that, then that comes from a different perspective. What is it? I almost said, what are the rules in your house? And then I hesitated. That's why I stopped there. But honestly, a lot of people do have kind of what they would consider the rules of the house, right? Like, don't leave the back door wide open. But some vegans and their families have made a decision that there are maybe no animal products come into the home, and that if there are non-vegans living in the home that and they're eating non-vegan foods, they do it elsewhere outside of the home. And there are some vegans who live in a mixed household, and it is what it is, and there are animal products in the house. So then that's a decision that you need to make that way too. So does that help? You can always anyone. First of all, you don't owe anyone an explanation. So let's start there. No matter what, you're talking about being vegan or, I don't know, you get a new job, like the place you're working, I'm not sure. But the choices that you make are yours. And you don't owe anyone an explanation. I mean, unless you're hurting the person who's asking you why you're doing whatever the thing is that you're doing, um, you don't owe them an explanation. Uh, so if they say, like, don't you want some real food? You can just say, no. Wouldn't that be a surprise? No, I'll stick with this fake vegan food. Obviously, it's not real food, and I cannot possibly be nourished as I stand here before you. Um, I don't know. I hope that I hope that maybe shed some light. And yeah, I know the whole like, do you want some real food thing is, I don't know. Are the non-vegans just feeling threatened? Not, how is it not real food? Like, I mean, vegan food is like fruits and vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds and then like whatever else, like the processed stuff is just kind of to give you that familiar feeling of what you were eating before you decided to go vegan. Also, like when you look so, go off on a little bit of a tangent here and then I'll get back on track. But and you look at all the diseases that are rampant in humans that are lifestyle, caused by your lifestyle, how anyone could think that eating animals is actually what humans are made to do, and at the point that humans do it, um, is just, I don't know. I think our bodies are telling us something, and we're just not listening. Anyway, I'm not a doctor. That is my opinion. And that's really what this show is about. I share my opinions, I share my thoughts, I use the experience I have having gone vegetarian more than 20 years ago, having been vegan for like 6 years now. Um, it's all just coming from my life experience. Okay, back to gifts. Gifts. All right. So, what do you look for? What if you are not vegan and you need to buy for a vegan and you are aware? So, you want to be thoughtful and make sure that you buy something that they don't have to then tell you they can accept. Well, certainly, if you're looking at if the type of relationship you have is where you would buy them beauty products. I remember for a long time, like lotions and hair care products, skincare products um, were a thing, and were popular gifts. Maybe they are still popular gifts. I'm not sure. Um, then you want to make sure that you're looking at items that are not just cruelty free, but are also vegan. So there's a difference, and I did a show on this. I can't for the life of me remember which episode it was, but there is a fireside chat where I talk about cruelty free and vegan and what the differences are, and why you want to find products that are both. But so cruelty free, long story short, means that it wasn't tested on animals, but that doesn't mean that there are no animal products in it. And cruelty free and vegan means that not only has it not been tested on animals, it also doesn't include any animal products. So if you're looking at products like that, you want to look for something that says cruelty free and vegan. And there are tons of products out there now that have that. Leaping Bunny is a website you can go to that will, and I think they have an app too. So you can download the app to your phone. I think it's for Android and iPhone, and you can search for different products and you can pull up from stuff you can find at the grocery store to like the high end beauty places. You can find something for any budget and for any taste for sure. If you're buying something like a handbag, so with my husband's family, because there are kids, there's a lot more of them, and they have kids, and we don't all have, like, some of the siblings have kids and some of us don't. And so what we do now is we do a Secret Santa. And one year my brother-in-law got me a handbag, and it was a gorgeous black handbag, and it was vegan, and it had like a little tag on it that's vegan, and he was so proud and pleased with himself that he had found a vegan gift that said vegan. So it just takes a little Googling, figure out what kind of gift you think the person would like. And then just start looking for that. And you can Google vegan plus anything, and you'll be able to find you'll be able to find some version for sure, especially if you're looking at things that typically would be made from leather and stuff like that. There's a vegan version, um, for everyone, for everything. Um, So definitely, make sure that you're looking at vegan, cruelty free and vegan. And then, if you're going to give food, um, of course, then you need to make sure that there are no animal products in the food. And also, if you're going to make the food, just maybe share if it's not, if you aren't close enough where they know that you have that much of an idea about veganism, maybe share the recipe that you used with them as well. Um, that'll, save them from asking you a bunch of questions about the food that you're presenting. But just, I mean, I wouldn't recommend giving food, but if you know that the person you're gifting is really, that's their thing, then do that. There's also, if you're looking at buying alcohol, people give alcohol bottles of liquor as gifts. The website Barnivore. Um, this is just like coming off the top of my head, so I don't have the links ready, but let me do that. Barnivore. You can go to Barnivore, which I'm going to say one more time while I post it. So that's the link to Barnivore. You go there and you can type in, you can search just for the, vegan stuff, or if there's a specific one that you like and you'd like to gift, or that that you've heard is good and you'd like to gift it, just type it in there and you'll be able to see if it is actually vegan. And Barnivore is really cool. They'll include the back and forth conversation that they have with the company, where the company confirms which products are vegan and which products aren't vegan. It's really super helpful. And let me just get you the leaping bunny as well. Leaping bunny. I go to these sites all the time, so they're like right there in my history. Well, the Barnivore one, it's been a while, but here we go. Okay. So I hope that that helps you a little bit. Does anybody have any questions? I don't see any questions here in the comments, but I don't know. Are you feeling better about maybe the gift season? Looking forward to something? Are you really excited about a gift that you are giving and or expecting to receive? Um, I mean, yeah, it's exciting and I love it. And if you've never bought a vegan gift before, instead of thinking about it and instead of thinking about it like, oh, I have to like figure out what's vegan, like maybe like see it as an adventure. It's it's a lot more fun to learn something and be excited about it than to like have to learn something and not be excited about it. That couldn't be more obvious, right? Um All right. Well, anyway, I do hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot believe that it is December, on Wednesday. Whoa. Well, if you're celebrating Hanukkah, enjoy. Happy Hanukkah. Um, and I'll be back here next Monday. So thank you as always for being here. I am so honored to be able to do this work and have these conversations with you every Monday, right here. So come back, bring your questions, bring your comments, bring your stories. I want to hear it all. If there's something you'd like me to address, but you don't want to post it in the chat where people might see it, you can send me a message. You can do it through the Virtual Veg Fest Fireside chat page. There's a button right on the front, right at the top of the page to send me a message. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook and send me a message there at Did You Bring the Hummus? You can visit my website and submit a question through the website, didyoubringthehummus.com. Um, and yeah, I have open right now. I'm doing a Veganize It class next month, the nights of December 7th and 14th on Zoom. So doesn't matter where you are, if that time zone works for you, 7 p.m. same time on Tuesdays, then join me. It's discounted right now for Cyber Monday until midnight. So you can visit my website, go to the book online page, and you can sign up there. So I may as well just give you the link for that too. So the Veganize It class, you bring your favorite animal-based recipe. We talk about common substitutions, and we veganize your recipe right there on the call. So you can do that right here at the link that I have posted in the comments. Okay, have an amazing, amazing week. I hope to see some of you next Monday, but also in the Veganize It course. So have a great night, and thank you for being here. I love you. Bye.